Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are the Breakfast Club. Good morning, Jess Hilarious.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay, protective hairstyle.
What's up?
Okay, that looks amazing.
Period. I went from Pam and Total to, I guess.
Keisha. Justice and Poetic Justice.
Okay.
Yes.
I like that.
No. They're not that thick.
Yeah.
But it look good, though.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know what's so funny? When Jess posted that she was trying to get her hair done, so many people started hitting me up, asking me to send connect them. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Then I had to go look and see that you had said that on social.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, the thing about the short haircut, listen, it's cute and everything, but it's hot and it's way too much maintenance. I'm in a hair salon every week, 2 hours. It's just like, all right, come on now. So braids.
So you got a protective hairstyle to protect you from the heat.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Damn. Climate change is real.
And it's going to help my hair grow anyway, because now I'm growing it back from the shortcut.
No. All right. Well, let's get in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
All right, let's do it. How we feeling on a Friday? Good? Sounds good.
Blessed, black, and highly fit.
Yes.
Love to hear it. All right, y'all. So President Trump is doing okay after undergoing vascular testing after experiencing swelling in his legs. That's what White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said, who claims that all of his tests came back clean. Now, despite that, there are reports that the president was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, CVI, which is a condition where veins in your legs have trouble sending blood back to your heart because it's pooling in the legs. Now, let's take a listen to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt and her comments.
In recent weeks, President Trump noted mild swelling in his lower legs. In keeping with routine medical care and out of an abundance of caution, this concern was thoroughly evaluated by the White House medical unit. There was no evidence of deep vein thrombosis or arterial disease.
Hey, man, if your leg's swelling, everything is not okay. Okay, there is some underlying medical condition,
Absolutely.
all right? I don't think it could be fluid retention, it could be inflammation. But if you're 79 years old and your legs are just swelling up and you in the type of shape he look like he in, that is not a good thing.
Not at all.
This came after a photographer, a reporter, showed pictures of bruising on Trump's hands while he was speaking to reporters. And, of course, the White House says that's the bruising on his hand is due to frequent handshaking. But, okay.
I thought you were going to say something else when you said that. When you said bruise on his hand is due to frequent, I said, oh, my gosh, you better not say that, Morgan.
Hey, I'm gonna tell
That
y'all.
brings me to the next topic.
Hey, them leg swelling could be a cardiovascular issue, too. You just don't say everything is okay when your legs just randomly swell up. That's just not the way life works. That's more pee on our head telling us it's rain now.
All right, y'all. So so the White House is looking to turn the page on the Jeffrey Epstein case. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked about what part of the DOJ investigation into the late sex trafficker President Trump referred to as a hoax on Wednesday. Now, she claimed the administration has been open about the entire process. Let's take a listen to her comments.
The president is referring to the fact that Democrats have now seized on this as if they ever wanted transparency when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, which is an asinine suggestion for any Democrat to make. It was this president who directed the Department of Justice and the Attorney General to do an exhaustive review of all files related to Jeffrey Epstein, which they did.
So she went on to blast the media for continued coverage of Epstein, saying the American people care more about bigger issues. Now, of course, this comes as President Trump is threatening to sue the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch after the organization posted an article about a letter from Trump to Epstein on Epstein's 50th birthday in 2003. In a post on Truth Social, Trump wrote that Murdoch and the Journal were directly warned about the letter, saying it was fake, and they printed it anyway, so they would be sued. Now, he said Murdoch told him he would take care of it, but Trump said he obviously did not have the power to do so. Trump also asked Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony related to Epstein. So this thing is now rolling, and it is appearing that it is, it's growing some legs.
And it should have more than legs. I mean, it should never, ever go away. I keep saying, this is the issue Democrats should jump on because this is their transgender and women's sports issue. It's that issue that, for whatever reason, their base cares about in a real way. So if you're trying to build a bridge with that base, stay on this issue. And Okay.
I was going to say, yeah, we can say all that, but let's be honest. While Trump is the president, you're not going to see nothing with them Epstein files. You're not going to see it. I don't care how much you fight, how much you scream, how much you yell, how much you put graffiti on, you write it. It doesn't matter. It is not coming out. Possibly when he gets out of office, but right now, we just doing it for no reason.
You're probably right, Envy, but guess what? We never saw no transgenders in women's sports either like that. But it was just the fact that you keep pressing the issue over and over and over just because. Yeah. And I hope y'all understand the jig, too. He's already blaming it on Democrats, and Democrats had nothing to do with this. So whatever comes out is either true, and they will say it's not, or whatever comes out is simply fake. My point is you just can't trust whatever. If something does come out, you're not even gonna be able to trust whether it's real or not.
Right. So the Wall Street Journal does describe the letter as body and says it concludes with quote Trump saying, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." So it does appear that there is something to hide there. So y'all stick around more.
That sounds like AI right there. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That sounds crazy. Why would you write that to another man?
Well,
I hope every day is another wonderful secret. What the hell?
All right. What we talking next hour, Morgan?
We're talking about the sentence that is being suggested in the death of Breonna Taylor, or the police officer that is involved in that case. So, yeah, stick around. More Front Page News at 7.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back to some Front Page News. What's up, Morgan?
Hey, y'all. So I got a lot to get to in this hour, so bear with me. So the House is voting to pass a package of $9 billion in DOGE spending cuts. Lawmakers voted 216 to 213 to approve the cuts to public broadcasting, global health programs, and foreign aid. This after Republican senators narrowly passed the package on Thursday. The bill can now head to President Trump's desk for his signature. Now, elsewhere
I just don't understand why they are so hell-bent on cutting things that actually help people, things that actually educate people, things that actually, provide funding, for people to actually eat. I'm an ambassador for the food bank in New York City, and it's programs like that are directly impacted by these cuts. And if you see the work that these people do, all they're doing is providing, groceries and food for people who actually need it. So why are you so hell bent on hurting people that help? I don't understand that logic.
Well, they claim that, maybe things are being taken advantage of, some of these programs, that a lot of people are, just taking advantage of the programs, taking advantage of the system, and that they don't necessarily need it, or that it's a crutch.
They need to come to the hood, and they need to have conversations with people. They need to come to rural areas like I'm from in South Carolina and have conversations with people and realize that a lot of these people are doing the best they can, busting their ass, going to work, but they got enough money to put, to pay their bills, but they may not have enough money for food. And this is where these programs like this, help.
Clock it. All right, so let's continue to say her name, Breonna Taylor. The Justice Department is seeking a 1-day prison sentence for a former police officer in the death of Breonna Taylor in Kentucky. Now, Brett Hankinson was working as a detective for the Louisville Metro Police Department when he shot blindly into a home during a botched raid in 2020. Hankinson was convicted of deprivation of rights under color of law late last year. That's a federal crime where a person is acting under the authority of the law, where they willfully deprive another person of their rights, privileges, or immunities secured by the Constitution or federal laws. Now, the officers who killed Taylor were not charged due to them returning fire at Taylor's boyfriend. The DOJ said reasonable minds might disagree as to whether defendant Hankinson's conduct constituted a seizure under the Fourth Amendment. In the first place, Hankinson is scheduled to be sentenced next week. So that seems to be sparking some controversy that the DOJ is only seeking a 1-day prison sentence, which is essentially time served.
That's crazy.
That's insanity.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of protecting black women, Maryland Senator Angela Also Brooks is teaming up with lawmakers from Ohio and New York in an effort to fight fibroids. Now, July is Fibroids Awareness Month, and Also Brooks joined Congresswoman Shontel Brown and Yvette D. Clarke to announce the Uterine Fibroid Intervention and Gynecological Health Treatment Act, also known as UFIGHT. Maryland's first black senator spoke more about the bill in a recent post on Instagram. Let's take a listen to her comments.
80% of all African American women, 60% of all women suffer from uterine fibroids. This is Fibroid Awareness Month, and what we're working on is increasing the amount of research that is done regarding fibroids so that we can have for our daughters and granddaughters an opportunity to not only understand that this is happening, but to heal it. We are really calling on many of our agencies, NIH in particular, and others to increase the amount of funding that is available in states to study and eventually also to treat fibroids.
So the legislation is part of a larger package aimed to advance uterine health initiatives. And of course, the senator said she's going to reach across the aisle, hoping that this can be a bipartisan issue because, you know, women, women, we know. Look, women,
Yeah,
it don't
absolutely,
matter.
right?
Republican or Democrat, we know.
Absolutely. And if you and if you are experiencing like crazy menstrual symptoms, right? Cramps, and then just like a heavy flow. You know what I mean? Like in your 30s, because after having my daughter, I'm telling you, it's gotten so bad, and I just out of nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, it just got so much worse. Like the cramps from the bleeding, everything. You know what I mean? And it lasts way longer. So I think this is really good what they're doing because we all need to be aware of what's going on with us, especially when we get to these ages.
Absolutely. And so the president of the national...
Yeah, I know. But I don't care.
I'm telling you, 47 when you get to these ages.
But I'm telling you, things change though. After I had my daughter, I just had a baby, and my menstruals are way worse. I don't know. So, you know, also go to the doctor to see. But yeah, I have an appointment coming up to see about that. I'm glad to see that they're doing something about that. But yeah, at these ages, like I said, in your 30s, which you wouldn't even usually hear about stuff like this happening until like 40s and 50s. No, things are happening to us way earlier. Like, I don't know.
Definitely happening a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And 35 is actually the age, I believe, that is like once you start to look at complications in pregnancy, 35 and up.
Yeah.
So, to your point. All right, switching gears, the president of the National Urban League, Mark Morial, says democracy in America is under siege. Now, the former New Orleans mayor was speaking on the findings at the Urban League's annual State of Black America report, which he calls a warning and a rallying cry for civil rights. Let's take a listen to Mark Morial.
We have to recognize that this is going to be a long battle. This challenge is not going to be solved by a single Supreme Court decision, a single piece of legislation, or a single election. This is really a battle for the future of America, whether America is going to be a multi-racial democracy, whether America is going to be a nation that truly provides economic opportunity for all.
So he pointed to the Trump administration's efforts to end diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives and the Supreme Court's recent rulings to end race-based affirmative action in college admissions. Now today on the Black Information Network at BINnews.com at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., we will have a special encore presentation on the network of the State of Black Radio sessions from Urban League National Convention, featuring our president, Tony Coles, and Mark Morial. They have a nice little robust conversation there. During this session, they address several important topics that are currently impacting the Black community. So check that out at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on BINnews.com, the Black Information Network, if you can. And before I go, y'all, the tea. Did y'all see what happened with the Coldplay scandal at the concert?
Sure
If
did.
you missed it.
Yo, Morgan, Lauren said don't be cutting in on her stories, yo. She said stick to your political news.
You're a clown, yo. You're a clown.
Oh my gosh, is Lauren going to do the story? She going.
I'm sure
Okay,
She gonna do it.
Okay, well, I ain't gonna get into it too much. I'm gonna say, we was talking about it before she came in, but yes, Lauren, get into it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The CEO released a statement and everything, and so in case you missed it, basically, long story short, some people were caught on a jumbotron at a concert, and they maybe shouldn't have been.
Oh, you really gonna do Lauren's story?
She really did.
Wow.
No, I just teased it. I was just saying that some people was caught on the jumbotron at a concert, and they maybe shouldn't have been together in the way that they was together. And I'm gonna just leave it at that, and I'm gonna let my good sis, get
That's the
into
whole
it.
story.
That's not the whole
Stepped
story.
on your toes, Lauren.
Oh,
what you gonna
God.
do about it?
Oh God.
Okay, they going.
She said she from DMV. You from DC. No respect.
No, she from Delaware.
Oh, whoa. The
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
you gonna do
I'm
the
sorry.
DE versus the DMV?
There you go.
Right.
You really doing that? Nah, we're not gonna do that today because we don't want that smoke. But that's your front page news. Y'all enjoy our Friday. No, it's all jokes. Y'all know I love Lauren.
Period.
That's your front page news. Y'all enjoy y'all Friday and your good weekend. Cheers to the MF and weekend. I'm Morgan Wood. Y'all follow me on socials at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank y'all.
All right.
All right,
Morgan State versus Delaware State. Damn.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.